episode of Templars Talks number 57 and back in business. Yeah, this was the week that a lot of things were happening. And yeah, I had a very intense weekend with my student council thing, whatever, introduction. And I had Kingsday with Willemsvest. Did you see any shows or?
Yes.
Ooh, cool, cool. Then we have something to talk about.
I went to a show on Thursday and on Friday.
Yay, nice. Oh, you went to the enemy inside thing, didn't you?
Yes.
Nice, nice. Very nice. I wish I had the time to see more shows, but unfortunately things are busy. But good. Do you want to start or shall I start?
I can start, I think. I have two shows, so I can do one, then you, then me.
Alright, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so. Now I have to think because it was last Thursday, I'm getting older. So last Thursday evening in a small hall of the 013 in Tilburg, there were three bands. The first one was Dark Divine. The second one was Enemy in Sight, and the last of them headliner was Smash into Enemy in Sight, and the last one was Smash into Pieces, and it was an interesting evening. I think I'm a little bit too old maybe for the genre, but or I'm not sure what the genre was. It was all very, I don't know. Smash into Pieces is not my thing. Dark Divine, I think it was a bit of emo, metalcore. They say something about they play undead melodies. I don't know. Is it a vampire? Are they zombies? They dressed up and painted with corpse paint and schmink. I don't know. But it was kind of fun. The first band. Not bad. But they also didn't wow me. And then Enemy Inside came. I think those were the best, actually, the evening. We talked about Enemy Inside a couple of times before. I think they play their own style. I know a lot of people dislike them because they fuse a lot of pop and other influences in their style. But she has some mean growls, which she can do live as well. She's really good. And she's always on point. I know she is really skilled, and there are so many bands that are not skilled in doing it live. You can think of creative music, but then you also have to do it on the stage, and they do that. And the audience seemed to be liking it a lot as well. It was really an enthusiastic audience. And then Smash into Pieces, that was, the headliner. Most people came to see that band. But I really have no clue what happened. I don't know what genre it would be. I found there was a little bit, in the vocals, there was a little bit of country influences in the way the vocals were created. But there was I don't know, some gimmick about the drummer wearing a mask with lights, and then he was presenting this story that was on tape. And there was a lot of lasers going on. But the vocalist, he said somewhere in the show, I thought I don't know how to say it. When you squeeze your vocal cords, it sounded like he was doing that all the time when he was singing. And then at some point he said, yeah, I'm so happy after 4 weeks being sick, my voice is finally back. And I was like, huh?
Are you sure?
And but the thing is, there were a couple of songs, and I think one of the songs they released, I think last month or the month before, a song with Sharon and Andel from With Them Temptation, and there he is singing
Yeah.
way more cleaner and not that, I don't know, compressed in the back of his throat. Like there's a lot of tension on it. I'm no vocal expert, so I'm just saying what I think is happening.
Hmm.
But it, I don't know. And then that song he played with he well Sharon wasn't there, but he still sang that song, and the audience was singing her parts, which was a really nice moment in the show. But I think that was the best part where he was actually sort of relaxed singing. I don't know. And then later in the show, Nastasia from Enemy Inside joined them for another song, a duet thing, and the audience was really cheering um, when that happened. That was kind of fun to watch, um,
Hmm.
and I think that was the whole evening. I didn't fully watch the Smash into Pieces. It was not my thing, but you have to try everything sometimes.
Yeah.
And
I
I
saw
came
a lot
for
of people
Enemy Inside.
speculating about it. Yeah, I saw a lot of people speculating if Sharon would join for the song.
Yeah, I thought maybe she would because it was in the Netherlands, but then I thought maybe
Yeah.
that would have been in Patronaat. I think I have no clue where she lived, but that's more.
She lives in Soest.
Yeah, I don't know. Is Patronaat closer than 013? But I think in Patronaat
Uh,
they played the
yeah.
normal hall, and in the 013 they played the teeny tiny hall. It was
Yeah.
tiny. The stage was tiny. There wasn't a lot of movement going on because it was fully built with everything and a lot of people on the stage. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I've seen better shows from Enemy Inside in ways of how would you say performance. But I think this one was way more energetic. The audience was way more responsive for what they were doing. A lot of people knew the songs and they were singing along. So I think that was really cool for me to see. I think they've been growing as a band in the Netherlands.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, they do their own stuff. They don't do what everybody is doing. And I kind of appreciate that.
Hmm.
So that was my first Thursday evening.
Nice, nice. Well, then I'll talk about Willemsfest, which I attend quite often. Like every year, I enjoy going there.
Yeah, that's on Queen's Day,
However,
right? Or King's Day.
yeah, Kingsday, yes, it is. It's a free festival in Willemijn in Arnhem. And yeah, usually I go there from the beginning, see all the bands, also go to the cafe and see the bands there in the small stage, which is always a bit of a yeah, kind of like a risk because free festival means that there will be a lot of people spending a lot of time drinking, and yeah, by the end that goes a bit of out of control in marsh pits that are not really um in control anymore. People go a bit too wild on that. So yeah, I this year I returned and I had a very lack of sleep, obviously from the days before. So I decided I'll just go a little bit later and see just a couple of bands,
Mm-hmm.
because I do want to see them, but I'm not gonna go to the cafe because safety first. I'm not gonna be risking myself and my gear for that at that point. So when I arrived, there was one band playing, but I only saw like the last two songs maybe. So let's not even talk about that. But yeah, the first band I fully saw was the formation Morning High. They're from the USA, making thrash metal, and you could already notice that the audience was completely there for the mosh and the craziness and yeah, enjoying the day, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, these Americans have obviously no clue what Kingsday entails, and yeah, if you've not been to the Netherlands before, that can of course be a bit strange.
Shocking.
Uh, yeah, but for those listening who are not from the Netherlands, King's Day is the birthday of our king.
Not
Everybody has a
really.
day off, and no, not really, but like like everybody has a day off, and yeah, every single town, no matter how big or small the town is, has festivities like
Flea
a free
markets.
market. There's music everywhere. I think every bar has a little music going on
Yeah.
somewhere. Party this, party that. Like I always jokingly say, if you are a band in the Netherlands and you're willing, you want to play a show in the Netherlands on King's Day, and you are not able to get it, then you do something wrong. You might as well quit as a band, because there's so much music out there anywhere. There's so much opportunities to see a band,
Yeah.
and yeah, okay, I proved my own point later, but that's something that I shouldn't talk in the middle of this review about. So let's return to Morning High. So yeah, these Americans were like, "What the fuck is going on? People are really liking this because they saw like big mosh pit going on." But these
Uh,
people would also mosh if you would put up Andre Rieu or something. Like these people are not in the mindset of music. Oh, that means mosh. No, it's just like we want to mosh just because we want to mosh. So, but I think Morning Eye wasn't really realizing that the whole thing was just having fun and not per se moshing because of
them.
them per se. I don't know. It doesn't mean they didn't deserve it. They were like quite interesting to watch. I think sound wise quite generic. I didn't see anything that was jumping out for me as a thrash band. But they're obviously having some reputation going on, and sure, it was an interesting show
Mm-hmm.
to watch, but it will not make my year list. I would say. Yeah, so after that, there was a changeover, and the people went outside or to the bar downstairs to see some bands there. I just waited it out, took something to drink and time to relax, and then I returned to the front of the stage where Loyalty Ends Here was getting on the stage. Now I've seen these guys before. They're a Dutch band. They're making melodic metalcore. Yeah, they're right on their way. They're very charismatic to watch, so to say. The band really has this stage presence that you makes you want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the chaos behind me was taking place. People were crowd surfing. There was a couple that was dressed up as alcohol bottles in a suit, alcohol bottle suit. What to say? I don't know. It really doesn't make any sense, I guess, if you're listening. But imagine somebody's getting a costume looking like a bottle of beer or something, and then the two of them. It was fun. These two people had a lot of fun in the mosh pit, crowd surfing, and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole time people were like crowd surfing towards the stage. So they were put on the stage, then they were just dancing a little bit, and eventually moved back into the audience. And yeah, also Loyalty Ends Here kind of let that all happen, and they were like kind of okay with it. It seems. So yeah, I like their show a lot because I think this band has really potential to become a big one. They did a good show here. I mean, most people were very busy with the mosh and that rather than just watching the show or listening to the music. But I think
Yeah.
they did a really good show here today. So yeah, for me, definitely want to keep an eye on. After that, people kind of faded away to the bars, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, did their own thing again whilst I was waiting for the last band I was going to see this evening, and that was one that I was looking forward to the most because it's a black metal band, an atmospheric
Uh-huh.
black metal band, and we all know how much I appreciate that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So that was for me something I was looking forward to. This is a band called Shagor. Their lyrics are in Dutch or Old Dutch or a combination of that, I think. So that's kind of interesting. Sometimes you're just listening and you're like, wait, what? I mean, I'm not per se the biggest person to put attention to the lyrics per se, but something if it's something different if you hear Dutch in it for some reason. I don't know. It's like I don't know if you listen to all these songs in English. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously we can totally get that and such and no issues, but like it's strange if you hear metal in Dutch. So I don't know. I liked it. This band was like less charmed by people entering the stage, so they had somebody who was kind of disallowing that, pushing people back into the audience, like, nah, don't get on the stage, you're way too drunk.
Mm.
And you couldn't really notice that they were like, what the fuck, why are these people moshing? This is music that you stand and watch, you know? This is kind of the metal that you just watch. And then behind us, there were people completely disconnected with the music, but just the fact that there was music seems like their party bell or something. Yeah, I don't know. I thought their show was very interesting. Um, Also, I think much. It was nice to see this kind of band on a bit of a larger stage because it's in the main stage of
Mm.
the Willemijn. Because I think for their name and such, it's. I would very often see this kind of bands in small stages, but like the sound has is massive enough to put it on a bigger stage and bring it like there. So I really liked that. It's a bit unfortunate that you sometimes get kind of distracted by what's happening in the audience. Some people were at that point so drunk that they sort of had to be corrected in their behavior uh, because mosh pits are not meant for fighting. So yeah, that sometimes was a bit distracting, but the music wise, the performance wise, I was very happy with it. Luckily, noticing the line for the merch afterwards, there were plenty of more people who enjoyed it because I think they were doing quite okay with the sales of music and merchandise. And even I got myself a little T-shirt. So,
Ooh.
hey, yes. So let's say very well done for Shagor. Yeah, that concludes a bit my evening. I think it was usually they end the whole around 10-ish in the evening because I think that's a rule from the city that they want people out on time to sort of have everyone going by train in not at the same time, so they kind of sort of mix
Mm.
that up. So I went back to the train, and yeah, I was lucky because it was not crowded yet, and I was even able to find myself a seat. Now that's rare when it is in Kingsday. I mean, it's gonna be impossible to get there by car in Kingsday because a lot of roads are blocked for all these festivities. So in Kingsday I always take the train. And yeah, usually you have a sardine express going on, but yeah,
The Sardine
that.
Express.
Yeah, and I was home quite on time to catch up some more sleep and be my pretty self at work again the next day. So I was happy. It was really nice. I'm happy that I went. Willemsfest is always fun. There's always so much nice to see, and yeah, uh, interesting enough. That happens. So let's get back to your last show.
Yeah. Now my last show was Friday. In Be Below. Finally something near to my place.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a little bit of a stoner night going on. Um, there were two Swedish bands, and the first one I'm gonna try to pronounce the name, but Skrakutlan.
Mm-hmm.
How does it sound?
I don't know. I'm not Swedish.
Well, I hope it sounds a bit Swedish. Skrekutlan. Well, I don't know. They're influenced by sci-fi things and stories and dreamy creatures and cosmic whatevers. Um,
Cosmic whatever.
yeah, I don't know. But they play a little bit of heavy fuzz rock. Um, it's a nice band. I will never fall in love with them. I think you said something about hearing Dutch um, in music on no, yeah, black metal, but this was Swedish, and I think
But
it's
that's
kind
so
of
much
funny.
nicer.
No, this was weird because it sounds like their lyrics do not fit the melodies in a way, like the words are too long or too big, or maybe it's part of my brain thinking
Oh.
Swedish is Swedish sounds Dutch, but the brain cannot make you can pick up the lyrics because it's not really Dutch. So, but it doesn't. It doesn't. I don't know.
I don't know. I like Swedish.
I like Swedish too, but it doesn't seem to fit the music. I don't know. It's a little weird with this band. But it was a really nice band to start the evening with. They had a lot of fun on stage. One of them from the Truck Fighters that was headlining or was joining them on the stage, the guitarists, for a song. They had a lot of fun. They warmed up the audience quite nice, as they say. And then it was
Mm.
finally time for the Truck Fighters. They're from Sweden as well. I think they have their own sort of record company in the Skrekutlan. Skrekutlan. They were also part of their roster, so that's why they were bringing them out, I think. And yeah, Truck Fighters. I think they just released an album, Masterflow. Before that, it took them 10 years for this album to be there. So they're now touring a lot of cities and also my city. It's kind of nice. Um, they also play stoner rock, desert rock, a little bit of psychedelic rock in there. Um, it's a three-piece, or actually the band is two, I think, but they do have a drummer live. Um, and the guitarists, if you never saw a show from Truck Fighters, the guitarist runs around, jumps around, kicks around, giving it all, which is awesome to photograph. But the
Yeah.
audience loved it as well. Loves it as well. They brought a lot of energy. I think actually the audience was very tame and hold back. I saw, and the previous shows I saw from Truck Fighters, the crowd is moshing and there are people crowd surfing all the time. And if you're in the front with a camera, you get feet on your camera a couple of times. Um, because the audience is not standing still, and here I don't know, I could easily walk from left to right side of the stage and have space to take photos. And I think only near the end of the set list, when they played I think their most known song, Desert Cruiser, I think finally there was a circle pit coming, and the energy from the audience was showing. I don't know, maybe the
Mm.
audience in the Netherlands, in Dordrecht, in the venue, we all got a little bit older, maybe.
Mm.
I don't know. It was very tame. Um, I expected a little bit more from the audience, but it doesn't mean the show. Everybody seemed to enjoy. The band seemed to enjoy. It was a really good show. I have to say the vocals from the bass player are not always the very best. Uh, um,
Oh.
but the whole show makes up for that. And it's more about the bass lines and the guitar. Anyway, and they're so much fun to watch. And then near the end of the show, there was this song where the support band was joining as well, and it was a one big party on the stage, and the audience seemed to like that too. And the guitarist also joined the audience. He walked through the audience, through the front of the house with his guitar and back, um, while playing and doing fun things. So, if you like stoner rock and you never seen Truck Fighters, it's a show I must tell you to go see because it's definitely fun and a good evening.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So that
Yeah,
was my second show. And then I was tired
very
because I had to
nice.
work both days as well.
Mm, yeah.
Mm.
If only we would be millionaires and never have to work.
Yeah. But the good thing was,
But
this
yeah,
this show in Bibelo in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, I'm home. So,
yeah, yeah. That's always so nice, right?
oh, like somebody mentioning, "Are you still here for a beer?" No, I'm home. I'm already in bed.
Mm,
I don't have to drive more than an hour, which is nice.
yeah, that is.
So bands that tell them to play Dordrecht. It's a nice venue, not too big, but nice.
Yeah, very well. Um, I guess then we have to move on to the album that we picked for
Oh
this
boy.
week to discuss. Yeah, well, hey, it's May. I want to tell people it's May, and for people who are not in the music business, when it's summer, there's usually fewer options to choose from. Because most people and bands will want to release their album a bit earlier or a bit later, because either be ready before the festival
Festival
season or
season.
before the club season in the autumn. So yeah, um, I picked one because I thought, hey, I just saw this and I figured, okay, that might be something that we didn't listen to
Hmm.
much before. And I quickly listened to a couple tracks in the sense of, like, I always hit play and then put play somewhere in the middle of the song, listen a couple seconds, and I'm like, okay. So I kind of did that. And then I sent it over. I was like, okay, sounds so good. Let's do it. And we're talking about Angelor, if I pronounce it, or
I think Angel
Angelor.
Lore.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they're French, so it's really
Yeah.
okay to
Angelor.
mispronounce. It's
Angelor.
completely okay. It's completely okay to pronounce English a bit
Pronounce.
wrong.
Angelor.
Yeah, see. Um,
See,
oh no, that's not
that's
French.
France.
That's not
Oui.
French. Oui, oui. Yeah.
C'est très bien.
And très bien. Uh,
Sorry.
yeah. It's a gothic doom band, and they're up for their fourth album already, actually.
Oh.
This is Nocturnes. And yeah, I must say it's not completely a bad album. So we might sound a bit negative here, but it's not very consistent,
No.
I would say. um, the album contains some really nice parts, because that's the parts obviously I
Definitely.
heard when I was
Yeah.
going through them. I mean, I liked the male vocals quite well. There's some really nice parts in that. Um, I think the songs for are all super long. I think the shortest is almost 8 minutes. Um, yeah, that I don't know. It feels like some songs are two or three songs that they put together just without any break or
Mm.
something, because literally some of
It's
them just halfway just change over to
change
something
genre.
else.
Yeah, it's
You're
weird.
like, what the
I
hell?
I was thinking, and I already made you laugh about this, but I was listening to it and I was like, okay, we used to joke about bands put in their discography, like how do they sound or inspired by, and I had to think of him. I had to think of 69 Eyes. I had to think of Paradise Lost. Um,
Yeah.
because there's like these little gothic doom stuff in there, um,
Yeah.
and the melodic stuff. Then there is like the more raw Paradise Lost parts. It's it turns into something like black metalish, and then it slows down to doom, and then there's this female vocalist popping up, but she is so slow, and then
Yeah.
the whole thing falls sort of down. It slows down. She is,
Yeah.
I don't know, the angel probably in the band, angel lore. I don't know.
Hmm.
But then it switches up to, I don't know. Hmm. This is the thing I didn't very much like, because the songs are really long, and at some point it's like, oh god, the song is halfway, um, and it goes all directions.
Yeah. I don't
They're
feel
really
like I'm
nice.
listening
There are
to.
really nice parts in there, but it
Yeah. I don't feel
there's
like
also
I'm listening to a complete story or something.
mm,
It's just random parts together for my feeling. I just don't get it.
no.
And that's a pity, because also I think the female sounds quite okay, quite good, not bad,
Oh,
but not my favorite. But I'm not a fan of this kind of vocals anyway, so that's okay. But she's not the worst that
no.
we've listened to, so that's pretty good, pretty okay. But altogether, I'm like, okay, um,
I'm
how does
confused.
this connect? How is
Yeah.
it connecting? I'm not feeling it. So yeah, I must say that this will not be an album that ends up in my year list.
No.
I can guarantee you that.
I think this was a one time for me, a one
Yeah,
time listening. It just I got
yeah,
lost in the tracks thinking, okay, what is this? And then it's halfway and I'm like, ugh.
yeah, yeah. And it's sad because it's their fourth album, so I would have expected them to be more critical and make more different choices than they are doing now. So I don't know. It feels to me like they're still sort of searching for how to create the sound that they want.
Yeah, or
That's how it feels to me.
how to combine all the elements they like into something of their own.
Yeah.
It sounds more like, okay, we
So
like this, we like that, we like this, we like that, and we put it in a track, and oh, we have to weave it together, but then it's not.
yeah,
I,
yeah. Such a
yeah,
pity. Such a pity. Um, we cannot be positive all the time, and
no.
that unfortunately that sometimes you come across this. I had good hopes on it based on the first couple seconds that
Mm-hmm.
I quickly listened to. So yeah,
Which I can fully
that's a
understand,
pity.
as there are really nice parts in it. And if
Yeah.
you just listen to that, it's what can I say? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it
Oh,
is what it is. Hopefully, my inbox will show me something nicer for next month, because it's going to be summer, and yeah, let's see.
mm.
Let's go on to the news section. I didn't have a full list of things, but a couple things that I can talk about what I saw in the news. Yeah, some misfortune for the band Saliva. It's a US band, I think, and they had a trailer with all their gear stolen.
Oh, I
All of
think
it.
I read like three of those messages. Like, this band's
Yeah,
fan got stolen, this band's merch got stolen, this band's
it's
guitars got
insane.
stolen. It's
It's like if you're a band, then like are you like insuring this, or because I see all these GoFundmes? I mean, insurance are obviously expensive, but it seems like a high risk that your stuff gets stolen. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm
It's
not sure if you're driving in another country and you park your truck, if it will always be, how do you say, reimbursed.
reimbursed. Yeah, I don't know. Depends on your
And with
coverage,
what
I
speed?
guess.
Yeah, and how can you prove that you didn't leave it? Yeah, well, you know,
I don't
I
know.
don't know, but it
I don't
happens a
have to
lot
deal
these
with that,
days.
but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, obviously, insurance are expensive and money is tight. But if I see how often this is
Yeah.
happening, I would be like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have insurance for my camera gear, and if I'm having it with me in the car, for example, I took that. Even though I never leave stuff in the car, but in case I do, I am insured. Uh, that doesn't mean that you can steal it, by the way, just so you say. Uh, um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that cost me some money extra, but I mean, for the one time you need it, you might want to have it. So I don't know. It's just something I came up to me, and I was like, oh gosh, another one. There we go
Mm.
again. And it's so unfortunately, but it's like everything they had was in the trailer. Also, maybe not a smart move, but like, oi, that's a lot. All right. And the next item I was seeing was kind of interesting. It's about Gucci. Yes, Gucci. Gucci features some metal. Or okay, I say metal, but there's some discussion whether that it's still metal. They featured Slipknot tracks in some short film slash campaign kind of thing that they did.
Wow. Slipknot.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I don't know if people still consider it metal, but let's, for the argument's sake, consider it as. It's cool that Gucci is doing that. I watched the video. I have no clue what that video film thing is about. It's some people, and a guy says to this woman like, "Oh hey, get up, we have to get out," and then they get dressed and go to some place party-ish kind of look, but there's no party in the end, so I have no clue. But
It
that's
doesn't matter.
let
It's about the clothes, probably.
it's yeah, it's fashion, so I don't know anything fashion. Like my brother and me always had a thing about perfume campaigns because they never make sense, right? If you watch a perfume campaign, you see random people walking out of the sea and then suddenly holding a bottle and be like, "Oh, whatever, the
Don't
perfume
you
is
do
this and
that
that." And
every
we were like,
morning? Walk
"No,
out of the sea with your perfume bottle. That's how you spray it
yeah,
on you. You first have to dive and then.
yeah." And then suddenly at the bottom of the sea, you find a bottle of
Yes!
perfume.
And then it smells
Yeah,
like daisies, you know? I mean,
yeah. Well,
it's not smelling like the sea or anything.
it's always this. My brother actually hates that he's like, he really hates the perfume commercials because he's like, they never make any sense. There's, what the hell is going on? Why It's always like around Christmas, Mother's Day, that these
Yeah.
are very often, Valentine's Day and such. So yeah, when we were younger, he would always say something about that. And then I watched this Gucci video with Slipknot music, and I was like, okay, this is just like a perfume commercial. It doesn't make any sense. Oh well, but cool. I guess that mainstream and metal ish comes together. I like that in a way. The next item was that the Gothenburg Symphony Orchestra is doing some tribute thing for bands like At the Gates, the In Flames, Dark Tranquility, as the Gothenburg sound, so to
Mm-hmm.
say. And they have doing that with the conductor Joseph Redden. They pay tribute for that. I think the main ignition is that from At the Gates, if I understood correctly. This takes place in the 4th and 5th of December. Unfortunately, for in case you haven't heard it before, the tickets are now sold out, so there's no way you're gonna be attending, uh, unless they will do some extra shows. But I thought it was nice. I kind of like it when they
Mm-hmm.
do this metalize their orchestra a little
Orchestra.
bit.
Mm.
Yeah, and the thing is, you very often see that with the more symphonic kind of sounds in the black metal and such, because yeah, that's the thing. But for this Gothenburg sound, I would be like, okay, okay, that's something different to bring with an orchestra, I guess. Uh, so that would be interesting. Unfortunately, I have no idea how my schedule looks like at those days, so I cannot take the risk. So it's sold out now. So that's about it. Then I have one more item on the list, and that's kind of fun for me because you people all know that I go to very often to this Willemijn cafes on a Wednesday where you get to see local bands play small shows and like their very first outings. And one of these bands that I saw there and actually spoke about in this podcast a couple years ago is novelization. Now, novelization has been growing a lot in the short time, I guess, because last year they played in the Willemsfest and they played a really great show there. Really nice on the main stage. It was very active. I think I spoke about that one also here. And yeah, this year the news came out that they won the Wacken Metal Battle.
Mm, nice.
So they will get their way to not only Wacken, but also open the stages at festivals like Into the Grave and such. So yeah, that's very nice, and that's exactly proves my point. Like that's how fun it is to see smaller bands play their very first shows in these metal Willemijn cafes, for example. Like if you're there from the beginning, you really get to see a band grow, and now they're going on their way to Wacken and doing the bigger shows. So yeah, I think that's really nice. Congratulations to the guys, and I'm looking forward to see you this summer. Do you have any news to mention? Because
Well,
I didn't.
what I
I'm a
saw in the news is a lot of how do you say that, legal stuff.
yeah.
There was
I
so much.
deliberately skipped a little bit of it.
There was so much. We talked about this turnstile guy last time,
Yeah,
but there's
yeah,
so many other legal. This guy does this. This guy has almost killed someone. This guy has the speeding problem. This guy has. I don't know. There was so much. I don't know. I guess
yeah.
there's not a lot of music news, so everything turns into disputes and whatnot. But it's.
Yeah, and of course the Riverside drama from the guy leaving Marius. But I was like, okay, we mentioned it before, so unless there's some really interesting development, I'll kind of leave it as is
Yeah.
for now.
And then I saw also, but I haven't listened to the song yet. I just found it this morning. Apparently, the daughter of Kanye West and Kim Kardashian sort of dropped a metal song. Although people are sort of, you cannot call this metal, but other people are calling it metal. I think it.
But
I
she's a baby metal fan, isn't it? Because I remember she
Yes.
dressed up.
I
She
think
dressed
it's
up as
very.
baby metal for Halloween or something.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's very. What did it say? It's like, um, yeah, this kawaii metal. So I think that's the baby
Yeah,
metal stuff. Um,
yeah.
so anyway, I haven't listened to it. I don't know how it's gonna sound, but kind of
But
interesting,
cool.
perhaps.
Yeah, I think it's cool that she likes that kind of music. I
Yeah, I
mean,
think maybe young people. I think she is 12.
yeah,
So I don't know. I think she looks way older anyway, and not like a kid who's 12. But you know, who knows? Maybe young people will like it, and this is their first very thing drawn into metal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's any good or whatever, but it's hey, I think she has more opportunities than anyone else to record
Of
something,
course.
so good for her. Maybe you should, as a parent, say, nah, wait a couple years, but hey, that's
Okay.
the parent's decision.
Yeah.
But hey, I think it's cool that she's into the kind of music, and if she releases something and can inspire people to listen to metal, then hey, good for her.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So that was the
nice.
news I saw.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I guess we're up to date now then. Then.
I think so.
Uh, yeah, I guess we have to talk about our
Yeah.
ikigais.
Yeah, or do you have any shows coming up?
Yes, I do have shows coming up, actually. I did a little thing. I took a day off from work. I spent some money on a flight with a budget airline to Poland.
Ah, you told about this.
And yeah, I did it. I'm going to see Chroma there probably. It's
Mm.
still a bit of a question because at my work we have this thing where like we are moving to a new office, and I've been saying from the beginning that I expected the authorities to come and audit us, which is kind of
Mm.
normal. And my boss says, no, no, I gave all the information and they don't want to come. And I'm like, that's weird. That's weird. I expect them to come. Then they probably come unannounced. No, no, no. And then, like last week, suddenly they got a surprise message that there will be an audit. Like, duh. Gave me some street cred, so to say, but
Yeah.
that's eventually that has to be done quickly because otherwise we lose business. So obviously that's a thing. Um, and that will take place the day before. And I was lucky because I didn't arrange anything yet, so I was like, okay, I'll wait till I hear what day it will be. And I'm lucky that I'm able to attend. And otherwise, I should have booked for the next days, which are the days off in the Netherlands. So
Not
yeah, that I
ideal.
will be going. I'm still considering a little festival for the Saturday after that. But I'm not sure if I will make it. Depends a little bit. I have lots going on in the work and the study thing, so we'll have to see. But hey, that's good. Yeah. So that's what's kind of on my schedule. I don't know. Maybe I'll see something else in between. I don't know. I haven't made plans. How about you then?
Nothing.
Hmm.
No. The first thing is probably into the grave.
Oh,
Just
okay. Well,
work,
that's soon
work,
already.
work, work, work.
Work, 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 work.
Yeah. Not work, but work.
I know. Yeah. Work, work,
Work,
work.
work, work. Uh, yeah, but maybe I have to
I'm.
check around. Maybe there's something nice. But there's
Yeah.
nothing.
That is. And there's also good to be spontaneous sometimes. So
Yes.
yeah. All right. Then time for the ikigai. What makes us happy?
Oh, you're looking at me.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to say the weather.
No,
So
we've done
maybe
that
I
too
have a
often
good hair
already.
day. I have a good hair day. Um, I don't know. You know, just these 2 weeks, they fly by so fast. Um, I, yeah, sorry guys. It's not
Time's
that I'm
going.
an angry, depressed person, but uh, I don't know. I just enjoy my morning coffee in the sunshine and the fact that we don't have to wear a coat to work. And I'm not so happy about the gas prices, but that's another story. Um, Uh, I'm happy about my
Nobody is
gigs.
happy about those.
No, I was happy to attend two shows. They were fun. Um, oh, and I created a reel from one of those. Uh,
Oh, one of the
so
shows, nice.
I'm happy I got to play around with a video program. Not that it's high quality or anything, but it's sometimes nice to do and try something else um, for change.
Yeah, bit of
Uh,
bit of experimenting is always fun, right?
yes, not that I have time, but you know.
Yeah, time is limited for me as well.
Because I still have
So
to edit all the bands, so that's kind of fun.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that's also a nice thing to do. So that's okay.
Yeah. And you,
Mm-hmm.
what made you happy the last 2 weeks?
Well, people taking care of each other, really. Like really, people taking care of each other.
Oh.
I mean, I was uh, in the Willemijn there for Willemsfest, and I at some point saw there was a group of friends, and one guy was near the bar going a little bit crazy, doing some crazy march there, and
Mm.
one of his friends was standing in line to get something to drink, and this guy's like, "Oh, bring me one beer," and this guy's like, "Nah, you're gonna get some water." Yeah, yeah, but also a beer, also beer. No, you, yeah. So in any case, he's like saying to the bar guy, "This the next hour, this guy is not allowed to go and get any beer, only water." And I think that was just a young guy helping his friends because it was really a young person. Like I don't know how old he was, but definitely younger than most. And I was like, "Yeah, that's so nice to see that people take care of each other like that." Yeah. uh, I really like that to see that. That makes me happy. Yeah, and in many other ways also in the pit, I see people helping each other out, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's the nice thing about the metal community, right? That
Yes.
they're picking each other up, like doing crazy stuff, but still like making sure everyone is okay. Yeah, and that's always nice. I mean, that makes me happy that people take care of each other. So
Yes,
I
it
was
happens
think
also at the
I
truck.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like for me, like I remember coming home afterwards, and I was thinking, oh, this is so nice. I should write it down for my ikigai, because I really, yeah. There were some other examples also, but this one to remember, and
Yeah.
yeah, I just really like that
Mm-hmm.
that people are looking after each other. And that's a really positive thing that we should never forget about in this crazy world we're living in right now. Like,
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I can say that you know um, I like it when bands, to bring it back to music and bands, when they have, when they're not like big ass bands and they have the time, they don't do the VIP tickets, you know, where you have to pay 80 euros to get an autograph. But I
yeah,
like those bands that are smaller that, you know, they will hop, they still hop on to the merch table, they sell their own merch, they have a chat with the audience. I think the Truck Fighters Friday did that, and Enemy Inside took the time to stand there with the whole band. Everybody
yeah.
who
That's
wanted could
nice.
get a photo. Um, you know, they signed CDs and LPs and a little talk. But it's so fun. I was standing at the side because I was talking to them and to some of them, and it's so fun to see people from the audience like, wow, I never saw you, but it was so great, and I bought the album, and wow, can we have a can I have a photo? And then they like full of happiness, and then they walk
Yeah,
away, and then you know the band doesn't speak Dutch, but I do, and then you know sometimes you hear, oh, that was so awesome, and did you saw the look on his face, and like, oh, you know, it's cool. Um, I do think that shares a lot of happiness to the people that visit these concerts. That you
yeah,
know bands still take the time to do that. I mean, we
yeah,
in years and years and years ago, uh, you know, it was before the VIP stuff.
Yeah.
I talked to quite a lot of bands after a show, and you know, some of those moments they will stick with you. Not and that it's not about taking like 10 minutes. No, just even those 1 minute short moments, you know, can mean something for someone. Um, so maybe that's also my ikigai. It was very nice to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I think that's a very nice one. And yeah, I understand bands have to go big and
Mm.
yeah, everything in this world is expensive. You already mentioned the gas prices. Touring for bands is becoming
Yes,
increasingly expensive
I
with that
know.
as well. So I can understand it, but it feels a bit wrong to lock out people who don't have the funds for it
Mm.
to pay that kind of money. So I think it's really cool that bands still get out there and talk to their fans
Yeah.
like after the show. So that's a very nice one. Yeah. All
Do I
right.
pass?
What was yeah, you pass.
Yes.
That's a thumbs up. Uh-oh. Yeah, so the playlists. I must admit my playlist is not that lengthy because all the things that have been going on and I spent less time in my cars because I work from home now because our company is moving. So that means I am more at home and then spend more time on other things that I have to do. But I did make a list, and the first one I want to mention and kind of promise to mention is Avicii, which is the black metal band from Finland that I interviewed. What was it, 2 years ago? I think for the Christmas series.
Mm.
Yeah, they've released a new single called Stigma. I think that's a really nice one. I was listening to it, and I'm like, yeah, okay, this really interesting one. They kind of changed things around from what they did on their previous album called Monochroma. So yeah, that's a bit of a change, but it suits them. It's kind of heavy. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've been listening to yeah, here it comes, the originals, Paradise Lost.
Me
Because
too.
yeah, because all these bands being like, oh, we sound like
Yeah.
Paradise Lost. Then sometimes you
Have
must
to listen
remember
to.
to listen to
Yeah.
Paradise. Yeah, to listen to Paradise Lost because it's very easy to forget how Paradise Lost sounds. So I was like, let's listen to some Paradise Lost.
I actually did the same, and that's why also when that Angel Lore band was playing, I was thinking, oh, it sounds like.
Well, for me it was the other way around though, but yeah, but it's good. Oh, stick with the original sometime, and yeah, Paradise Lost is not a band I very often listen to because I mean I like to see them live always, but
Me too, but
yeah, that
yeah.
like at home I'm for some reason don't often reach for it, but today I felt like doing it, so yeah, Paradise Lost. I had some Rotten Sounds, like yeah, that's been dominating my car for a while now, so yeah, why not again? Karagangren. I listened to Zombie Siege, who also released a single.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their album will be out in August, if I remember correctly. So if you want to buy the pre-order, they have it available. Of course, I listened to Chroma because I need to get some extra inspiration for seeing the show, and I still hope nothing will be in my way to prevent me from actually doing that. But I'm still thinking that it will be okay.
Yeah.
I listen to Morlocks. I listen to Off the Muses. What else did I listen to in my car? Oh yeah, Manic Street Preachers. I
Oh.
listen to, um, which I do obviously quite often. Um, I had some other. Oh yeah, some other 80s bands on the play. Alphaville. In Excess. I listened to In Excess album, best of album actually,
Mm.
which was fun and keeps me entertained in the car and make me think like, oh, this band really did the. You always remember them from their biggest songs if you're not like listening to them too often. And then when you listen to an album, you're like, oh, they did so much more different kind of stuff as well. And yeah,
Yep.
that's kind of me in Excess, right? So yeah. And furthermore, I have nothing written down on my list. I surely listen to more, but yeah, not always everything gets remembered and written down on my list. So yeah, that's it. How about you? What was on your playlist? We already heard about Paradise Lost, but I'm sure there's more.
Yes, but I like to start with something else, and it's not. Well, I listen to uh, some of these, but you know, this is not metal. But I have to. I kind of have to mention it because um, I saw that we have this "We Love the '90s" festival in the Netherlands, and
Yeah.
it has DJ Paul Elstak, The Venga Boys, Mental Theo, The Party Animals, Two Unlimited, Dune, Charlie Noynoise, LSDJ, Snap, 24/7. You know, they have got the whole fucking thing from back then. Dark Raver,
Yeah. Our
Teaspoon,
childhood.
DJ Shaw. Oh my god. I was like, oh no, you know. And the
Yeah.
funniest thing is, like, why does my brain still know? Even back then, you know, we listened to rock and metal, but this was in the Netherlands was big, you know. You couldn't really go
Yeah.
around it. And why does my mind
True.
still know all these songs?
Well, a lot of these songs are also very simple, so that helps.
True, but
Well,
still.
you're laughing, but it's very true.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But still, I had to. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's
It
our
made me
I
laugh.
don't know. It's this thing you couldn't escape in our uh childhoods, teenage lives, I guess.
No.
Yeah.
So back to other music. I listened to Opeth, to the CD in live in concert at the Royal Albert Hall.
Aha, London.
Yes, it was from 2010, but it was really nice to listen to that one. And then I listened to all the things I always listen to. Um, Catatonia, Graveyards. Um, what else? Enemy Inside and Truck Fighters, of course, because I had to prepare a little bit. I listened to Chelsea Wolf. I listened actually to Vila Valo.
Mm,
Apocalyptica. It's been there. I kind of went to the old albums, you know, the without a vocalist, and kind of the Cult album, for example.
mm-hmm.
That was really nice to listen to. Um, then I listened to Guerrilla as well.
Nice.
Mm, and then some other genres as well. Yeah.
Lots of variety this time. Yeah.
What? Mm, Maneskin. I've been listening to Maneskin as well. I needed up a mood changer, perhaps. Uh,
Mm,
so I listened to the. I have an album, playlist with rock songs. Um, all the Royal Blood, Kings of Leon, Foo Fighters. I've got Apulanta in there as well.
yeah,
Full of
Mitakulo.
moths. Mitakul. Uh, but just a mix of those happy rock songs, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
so I've been listening to a lot, but use like normal stuff. Nothing new, actually. I think, although there's been some new things on the radar, I forgot what it was.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, Cataclysm, of course. I've been listening to that as well. Hedatoire as
Nice,
well.
nice.
Dark Tranquility. Mm. The usual suspects, I guess.
Yeah, that's nice.
Mm.
All right. Well, I think we're at the end now then
I think too.
for this episode. Um, yeah, I guess. Do we have a question for our listeners? I don't know.
Hmm. I don't know, maybe something about festival season?
Yeah, that would be a good one. What festivals are people are going to this year? I want to know.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, let us know because I'm still not completely sure how my festival season is going to look like. It's going to be a small one, I think, this year.
Me too, but I saw that Baruch open air is gonna be 2 days. And they had
Mm-hmm.
not amazing band, but some fun bands. Let me check lineup. Of
Yeah,
course,
they had
it's
some
scattered all.
nice things.
I like to see just one picture with all the bands, not.
They did some announce some names this week.
Yeah, but
Indeed,
they announced all like not in a nice overview, just all like scattered. This name, that name.
let me check because I got an email from them. So,
Ah, I saw which
aha,
American band was playing there. Oh God, Fear Factory. I saw
yeah,
Hate.
Buzzcocks, Diary of Dreams, Them Comes Silence comes, then Lijkenschouwer, Buck, Young Ruby, Outer Pass, Actors, Gladde Paling, whatever that might be, uh, and East East. So I mean, like I like to see Buzzcocks there. That's interesting. They're like old, but hey, that could be fun. Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope the weather will be nice, and then it's gonna be awesome. But that's for every festival, of course. But I think last year they were unlucky, and it was raining all day. Um,
Yeah, that sucks.
so that really sucks. Um,
Yeah.
what is Gladde Paling?
I don't know. It's a band called Rave Drum and Bass. I
ah.
have never heard of them before, but like I
Oh
think the
yeah,
interesting is their
Gabber
name.
techno dubstep drum and bass.
Yep.
It's hyperactivity
So
that are
yeah.
fish, goldfish memory. I can handle. Okay.
Yeah.
But it looks like a big
Gutalax.
party.
Yeah, Gutalax vibes.
Hmm.
Oh well. Very nice.
I need to. I'm looking. I think I like to see Diary of Dreams. I like to see Hate, Fear Factory. Fun, but
Fear Factories was a little bit disappointing when I saw them last
maybe
year. So
Lijkschouwer. I never seen them, so that might be fun.
yeah, I think that would be
I
something
think
I would enjoy.
I have to check. Maybe I can make it one day. So if they be a little bit nice, and they put the nice bands on one day for me. Um,
On Monday.
it's Friday and Saturday. I think I have to work either one of those.
Yeah.
So maybe I
But
have to
but
get
but but
creative.
but you
But I
you
work really
work really
close.
close. Yeah, I was just saying, like you can go straight
Yeah.
from work.
Mm. But then there's no place to park my car.
You leave the car where you are and you take the subway.
Yeah, but then I have to walk like 30 minutes.
Oh no.
Yeah, with my
That's
cameras.
possible. Yeah.
Nah,
You have a nice suitcase for that.
true. but then I have to drag the suitcase with me at the festival.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I know how we always did it, but but anyway, people, I think Brugge Open Air is going to be fun. We have Into the Grave coming up next month. Looking forward to that one. But I'm curious, like Sabina already also said, what festivals are you looking forward to? Is it the big ones like Wakke, Hellfest, Graspop? Um, or is it something smaller? Drop it in the comments. We like to see it. Maybe you bring Sabina some ideas of where to go. Um,
Yeah.
if you buy me 3 days at work, I can go too. Uh, uh, yeah, let us know. Drop it in the comments. And if you do that, you can like, subscribe, and whatever. Give us likes. And see you
Yeah.
in the next one, I think.
Yeah.
And that
Time to
leaves
say
us.
our thing. So, bye.